For this video tutorial to be effective, I will be using this format. First, I will flash each question for about 10 seconds, and you may pause the video whenever you want to give yourself time to try out each question. And finally, I'll explain each question. I'll give you some tips and strategies on how to solve each question. Are you ready? Here we go. In solving multi-step equations with variables on both sides, the first thing that you need to do is to make sure that you simplify both sides of the equations. Sometimes there are parentheses in the equation, so you need to do first distributive property, and also, if possible, you need to combine like terms. Once you have simplified both sides of the equation, the next thing that you need to do is to decide where you want to keep the variable, because that will help you decide where to place the constant. And then you need to eliminate the numbers or variables by applying inverse operations. Once you get the value for the variable, you need to check your answer by plugging it in back to the equation. Here's our question number 1. Negative 5 plus 5n is equal to 3n plus 1. In this question, there is no grouping symbol, and also you cannot simplify either one of the side. So we will go ahead, isolate the variable on one side and the constants on the other side. In this equation, I will keep the variable on the left side. So this means the first thing that I need to do is do the inverse operation for the 3n. So 3n is positive, so I need to do minus 3n to both sides. And if you notice, I align the terms with the variable. And simplifying now, we have negative 5, 5n minus 3n is 2n, 3n minus 3n is 0, and then we have is equal to 1. Isolating the variable n to the left, we need to do the inverse of minus 5, which is plus 5. So adding 5 to both sides, negative 5 plus 5 is 0. Now we have 2n is equal to 1 plus 5, which is 6. 2 is multiplied by n, so the inverse is dividing by 2. So we have over 2, we have over 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, so we have 1n is equal to 6 divided by 2, which is 3. So the n value here is 3. To check whether our answer is right or wrong, we need to plug in n equals 3 into the equation. So we will have negative 5 plus 5 times your n value is 3. So we have times 3 is equal to 3n, means 3 times 3 plus 1. Simplify. We have negative 5 plus 5 times 3 is 15. We need to use order of operations when simplifying the expression. So 3 times 3 is 9, and then we have 9 plus 1. The same thing, you need to simplify the left side, you need to simplify the right side as well, and then you compare them. So negative 5 plus 15 is 10, and 9 plus 1 is 10. So this means that n equals 3 is the right answer. Question number 2. Negative 2 plus 3p is equal to 1 plus 4p plus 4. For question number 2, there is no grouping symbol, but there is one side that we can simplify. Which side can we simplify? The right side, because we can combine like terms. So 1 plus 4p plus 4, we can combine 1 plus 4. So now we have 5 plus 4p. And on the left side, we keep it the same. We have negative 2 plus 3p. Next, we need to decide where to keep the variable. In the previous question, I kept the variable on the left, but this one, I will keep the variable on the right side. The reason for that is if I subtract 3p to both sides, then that will give me a positive 5 plus 1p on the right side, instead of dealing with negative numbers. So 3p minus 3p is 0. That means the left side is negative 2. It doesn't matter whether your variable is on the left or right. So here, p is added by 5. So the inverse is minus 5. So minus 5 to both sides. So now negative 2 minus 5 is negative 7. 5 and negative 5 is 0. And the p. So p is equal to negative 7. Now let's check our answer. So we have negative 2 plus 3, p value is negative 7, is equal to 1 plus 4 times your p value negative 7, and then plus 4. So using the order of operations, we have negative 2 plus 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. 1 plus 4 times negative 7 is negative 28, and then we have plus 4. Simplifying further, negative 2 plus negative 21 is negative 23. 1 plus negative 28 is negative 27. Negative 27 plus 4 is negative 23 as well. So the value p equals negative 7 is the right answer. Question number 3. Negative 14 plus 5x is equal to 1 plus 2x. For question number 3, there are no grouping symbols. We cannot simplify each side of the equation as well. So we will go ahead and isolate the variable x. I will keep the variable x on the left side. So to do this, I'll do the inverse of plus 2x. So I will do minus 2x to both sides of the equation. Simplifying this, we have, I'll copy negative 14. 5x and negative 2x is 3x. Keep the 1. 2x minus 2x is 0. So now we have negative 14 plus 3x is equal to 1. What's the next step? Adding 14 to both sides, which is the inverse of minus 14. So negative 14 plus 14 is 0. We now have 3x is equal to 1 plus 14 is 15. And the inverse for multiplying by 3 is dividing by 3. So 3 divided by 3 is 1, so we have 1x. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So the x value is 5. Now let's check the answer. Let's substitute x is 5. So we have negative 14 plus 5. Your x value is 5. And then we have 1 plus 2 times 5. Simplifying this, we have negative 14. 5 times 5 is 25. And the right side, you need to do first 2 times 5, which is 10. Negative 14 plus 25 is 11. And the right side, 1 plus 10 is also 11. So the answer x equals 5 is the solution for this equation. Question number 4. Negative 9 plus 7x is equal to 5x plus 6 minus 5. In this equation, left side is already in simplest form, so we will leave it like that, negative 9 plus 7x. The right side, 5x plus 6 minus 5, can be simplified. We can combine the like term 6 minus 5, which is 1. So right side is the same thing as 5x plus 1. Now we can isolate the x on the left. So I will subtract 5x to both sides, which is the inverse of positive 5x. So now we have negative 9. 7x minus 5x is 2x. 5x minus 5x is 0. And then we have 1. What's the next step? Add 9 to both sides. That's the inverse of minus 9. So adding 9 to both sides, negative 9 plus 9 is 0. We have 2x is equal to 10. What's the final step? Dividing by 2. So dividing both sides by 2, what is the x value? 5 is the x value. Checking the answer, we need to substitute x is 5. So we have negative 9 plus 7 times the x value 5. Is it equal to 5 times the x value 5 plus 6 minus 5? Simplifying further, we have negative 9 plus 7 times 5 is 35. 5 times 5 is 25 plus 6 minus 5. Negative 9 plus 35 is 26. 25 plus 6 is 31. 31 minus 5 is also 26. So x equals 5 is the right answer for this equation. Question number 5. For question number 5, again, there are no grouping symbols, but here we can simplify both sides of the equation. So simplifying the left side, we can combine a plus 2a. So we can write this now as 3a minus 1. For the right side, we can combine 11 plus 1 plus 3, which is 15. So we have 15 plus 5a. So from a very long equation, we now have just 4 terms, 2 on the left and 2 on the right. Now I will keep the variable on the right side. So this means I will do the inverse of 3a, which is minus 3a to both sides. 3a minus 3a is 0. We have negative 1 is equal to, we have 15. 5a and negative 3a, or 5 minus 3, is 2. So we have 2a. What's the next step? Subtract 15 to both sides. Negative 1 minus 15 is negative 16. 15 minus 15 is 0. Then we have 2a. And finally, we can divide both sides by 2. So dividing both sides by 2, our a value is negative 8. Now let's check the answers. Let's plug in negative 8 to all the a variable. So we have negative 8 minus 1 plus 2 times negative 8. For the right side, we have 11 plus 1 plus 5 times negative 8, and then we have plus 3. So this is now negative 8 minus 1 plus 2 times negative 8 is negative 16. 11 plus 1 plus negative 40, and then we have plus 3. Negative 8 minus 1 is negative 9, and negative 9 plus negative 16 is negative 25. For the right side, 11 plus 1 is 12. 12 plus negative 40 plus 3. 12 plus negative 40 is negative 28, and negative 28 plus 3 is negative 25. So the value a equals negative 8 is the right answer. Here are the answers.